Hello, time for another Timeguessr daily. I'm doing this from a slight change of scenery today. I'm actually outside in a pretty rural part of France, so you may hear some insects buzzing and other such remote country sounds. But anyway, let's go. I'm not going to use a timer, but I'm going to try and not take too long. This is, it looks like the, if not culmination, then certainly part of a, what do you call it when everybody walks to a destination? This obviously isn't, it's part of a religious thing. I forget the word. This obviously isn't, God, my mind is going completely blank, but it's not the place with the big black box. This, this is written, I think, in Arabic, so it will be somewhere, I assume, in the kind of Middle East. I wonder. There's a drone which suggests it's reasonably recent. Drones have only really been that commonly used in the last sort of 5-10 years, maybe even 5 years. I don't recognize this little building thing. I don't know. I don't think I know. A lot of people seem to be wearing these sort of badges or passes as if there's some bit somewhere quite official. Everyone's wearing head coverings, so I think it's safe to say this is somewhere that's important to the Muslim faith. Not sure. Somewhere rocky. It's probably like really obvious to people who know what on earth this is. Well, obviously it is. I slightly, once again, betraying my... Oh, that flag, is that familiar? Don't know, not going to be something I can remember. I can't even really tell anything from the geology here. The sort of tall, rocky outcrop, that could be sort of anywhere. I think I'm just going to have to plonk it down somewhere like there in that broad part of the world and hope that I'm not a million miles off. 2022. We got anyone masked up or particularly ostentatiously showing their phone like there? Not really. Gosh, I don't know if you can hear this. There's lots of buzzing creatures around me. Hope it's not too distracting. I don't know. Let's go a bit earlier than that. Let's say 2019. And yeah, just sort of somewhere in the Middle East. Oh, it was 2024. It was in Saudi Arabia. It was near Mecca. Okay. Perhaps I should have gone nearer Mecca, but I couldn't even remember the name of it, so. Okay, not an excellent start, was it? Next round. Yes, this is in London. Which station is this? That should be fairly easy to find out. We've got Underground. So it's on the Underground somewhere. Oh, it's King's Cross. Okay, so we're in that bit of King's Cross with all the kind of vaulted ceilings. So we're up here, aren't we? should be able to see. Like, do we think it's this section? Yeah, definitely is, isn't it? So as we look across, we've got the building on our left, looking towards the end of the thing. So that puts us somewhere like there. Building on our left, looking across diagonally. Fine. And then the year. Train times aren't going to tell us very much, are they? Quite busy cash machines. I think this is also quite recent. But in terms of how recent, I mean, is obviously the question. That's kind of the whole point of this game. Is that person wearing a mask? Is that person wearing a mask? I wonder if I'm seeing a few masks around. Are there any stickers on the ground from the COVID days? Not that I can see. Oh, look, we've got that bloody platform 9 3/4 thing. I think I might just do the same as last time and say 2019. And, you know, they can't be two 2024s in a row, surely. Oh, it was much earlier, actually. Okay, well, at least we got the location right. 2012. Gosh, okay. I don't know what the clues were that would have allowed us to get straight into that year, but anyway. Dagleg. I'm trying to see if I can recognize what language that is. I think this is Icelandic. I think this is Icelandic. I think that because of these, like, letters. Meth, that's pronounced. And there's a Sigur Rós record with that word in the name. So, Utvegsbank. Alright, let's just try and... I mean, if it's Iceland, it's probably Reykjavik. Small chance it's some other place, but unlikely, I think it's fair to say. I wonder if there's a possibility that we can identify this. I don't even know whether this is a permanent structure or not. What does that say? Fram... I can't see at all. Years wise, I would put this somewhere in the early 80s, I think. I would say that. Somewhere around like there. It all just looks a bit 80s, doesn't it? This kind of... this jacket. I mean, it could be a bit later, I suppose. Maybe it's a bit later than that. Are those? No, those are welly boots. Maybe it's a bit later. Maybe let's plonk it sort of 1989. And in the interest of probably not being able to identify this place, I'll just have a quick scan for a... Don't know. I'm just going to plonk this in the middle of Reykjavik, 1989. Oh, I was blimming right the first time. Basically right the first time. That's annoying. But I was very close. So plonking in the middle of Reykjavik was. Oh, I think that building is still there, look. Yeah, that must be, assuming that's the same thing, I think that must be a permanent structure. Right, okay, I'm annoyed about that year, but hey-ho, these things happen. That, to me, looks like New Orleans, I think. Empire. T-shirts, masks. I think that style of building I'm associating with, like, Louisiana. I'm not sure. Do we have a street sign or anything like that? Anything that can give us the name of anything? Or maybe even if there's number plates that can help us. I'm not seeing any street signs here. Looks like the road goes up a bit of a hill. Looks like there's some trees there. So I don't know whether we're going to be able to get anything from a satellite. No, we're not. I don't think. Definitely can't get anything around, like, where the hills are and stuff. I think we might just have to... Oh, is that French Quarter? Is that where they'd have these elaborate things? Maybe. Let's pop it down in there. See if we can see the name of this empire. Doubtful. I might even be wrong about which city it's in, but hey-ho. Seems as good a guess as any. When? When is this fashion from? And those cars. Early noughts? Late 90s, early noughts? I think maybe we're sort of in that, in like 2002 kind of ilk, I would say. This masks is not a reference to COVID. Film, CDs, tapes, souvenirs, phone card. I feel like that places us quite... T-shirts, masks, cigars, cigarettes, soft drinks, tobacco, pipes. Film, so film cameras, very common up until the sort of late noughts. CDs, very common. Yeah, easily into the noughts. Tapes. When did tapes start to really die out? Late 90s. Maybe let's say it's 99. It's probably going to be another thing where I was right before, but... When did CDs really start? Yeah, 99. Oh. Once again, I moved away from the date that was more correct. Second guessed my own first answer, which I need to learn, I guess, not to do. But, okay. Well, that worked out reasonably okay. Right. What city is this? Those characters... I don't instantly recognize. I don't instantly recognize this subway logo either. But like... I'm thinking this is probably Japan. Quite a long time ago. What does that say? Oh, if I could read that, that would be an enormous amount of help. Is there a chance that says like Ginza? Well, once again, we risk finding ourselves just scouring downtown Tokyo. But unless they've changed the subway iconography, which is perfectly possible, I suppose, I don't recognize that signage from being Tokyo. Mitsukosh. Like a lot of these brands that are referenced, sound pretty obviously Japanese. Difficult one. Even just placing this is tough because a lot of the clothing seems fairly kind of timeless. Sort of bowling shirts and shorts and t-shirts and like these people could all just be walking around today. I think we're gonna have to. Well, if I could read that word, that would be so useful. I think it's starting with a G. Something like that, but it's too blurry to tell. Do we play the law of averages and plonk it in Tokyo? I think maybe we'll have to do that as our best guess. This car looks quite kind of 80s, 90s. I think we're talking mid to late 80s. I don't know why, and I could be way off here. Could be way off. But let's go for it. Oh. Okay. Well, location wasn't too bad once again, but the time was bad. What's that done to the final score? We're over 40k. We didn't make it to 45. What a journey. That's annoying. I feel like maybe Mecca was the kind of, should have been the default guess there. 7 years off, 5 years off. All these locations were not bad. That location wasn't bad, 2 years off. That location, in the grand scheme of the size of Tokyo, not too bad. What was the name of that station? Difficult to... Oh wait, I think we had another one on this block recently. Maybe I'll start choosing this intersection if I'm not sure. Ginza, I think I even said that. Alright, well that's the name of the line, so it could have been anywhere. Fine. Well, I'm slightly disappointed in that, but could have been a lot worse. Could have been better.